So in this video, we are going to learn how to add leads in SalesBlink on Google Form submission. Let's say you have created an online form using Google Forms and you have added that form in your website or shared with your users. Now you want that whenever you receive a new form submission, you want to add that same person with the same details as lead in SalesBlink. So let me tell you, you can completely automate this process. In this automation, whenever we are going to receive a new form submission in Google Forms, automatically with the same details, we are going to add that person as a lead in SalesBlink. Now, if you want to know how you can set up this automation, for that you just have to come with me to my screen.
So as you can see, this is the form which I have created using Google Forms. It's a contact us form, and here I'm asking some details from the user so that whenever they want to contact, whenever a user wants to get in touch with us, they can enter their details and make the form submission. Now I want that whenever I get a new form submission in this Google form, I want to add this same person as a lead in SalesBlink. Now to do this, we have to connect our Google form with SalesBlink, and we are going to use an automation and integration platform called Pabbly Connect to do so. And to access Pabbly Connect, just go to your browser and search for Pabbly, pabbly.com/connect. And here you can see we have reached to Pabbly Connect's landing page. Here you can see two options. First one is sign in and second one is sign up free. If you're new to Pabbly, just click on this sign up free button and you can set up your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes. Or if you're an existing Pabbly user, just click on sign in. Now as we click on sign in, you will reach to this all apps page of Pabbly. And here we just have to click on access now below Pabbly Connect. And after clicking on access now, we will reach to Pabbly Connect's dashboard. Now here we have to create an automation workflow. For that, just click on this create workflow button and give this workflow a name. Let's say I'll name it as Google Forms to SalesBlink. You can basically give any other name of your choice. Then after that, just select the folder of your Pabbly Connect account in which you want to create this automation and then just click on create. Now after clicking on create, here you can see the workflow is open over here. And in this workflow, you can see two different windows. First one is the trigger window and second one is the action window. So triggers and actions are basically those two concepts, those two principles on which this whole automation works on, where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's start with our trigger window. Now the idea here is first we are going to connect our Google Forms with Pabbly Connect in the trigger step, so that whenever we are going to receive a new form submission, we are going to get a new form response in Google Forms, automatically the same form responses will be received inside Pabbly Connect and this automation workflow will trigger, it will start. After that, using this Pabbly Connect automation, we are going to send the same form responses to SalesBlink so that we can add the user with the same details as a lead in our SalesBlink account. So let's see how it is done. Here in our trigger window in Choose App, search for Google Forms. Just select it. After selecting Google Forms, in trigger event from this drop-down, select the trigger event as new response received. After selecting the trigger event, Pabbly Connect gave us a webhook URL. And using this webhook URL, we are going to connect the Google Form with our Pabbly Connect workflow. And to add this webhook URL in our Google Form, we just have to follow the instructions given below over here. Just copy the webhook URL from here and go to the form which you have created using Google Forms. Now, after coming to this form, the first thing which we have to ensure is that the last question of our Google form should be marked as required. So just turn this required button as on and you have to ensure that the last question of our Google form is marked as required. Then after that, right now we are on the questions tab of Google form. We have to go to the responses tab and after coming to the responses tab, click on this link to sheets button. Select create a new spreadsheet and click on create. Now when we click on create, here you can see in a new tab, a Google Sheet will open in front of us. And this is the exact same sheet in which the form responses of our Google form will be stored. So what we are going to do, we are going to add the webhook URL in this Google Sheet. We are going to get the Google form responses from this Google spreadsheet in our Pabbly Connect workflow. So whenever we are going to receive a new form submission, automatically the form responses will be added in Google Sheet. And from this Google spreadsheet, we are going to send the form responses in our Pabbly Connect workflow to trigger this automation. Now to add the webhook URL in this Google Sheet, first we have to go to extensions. And under extensions, here you can see we have add-ons and click on get add-ons. After clicking on get add-ons, we will reach to Google Workspace Marketplace. And here in search app, we have to search for Pabbly Connect webhooks. Now here you can see Pabbly Connect webhooks. This add-on is already installed in my Google Sheets. You just have to install this same add-on into your own Google Sheets account, and after installing it, just refresh your Google Sheets once. This is a very important step. After refreshing your Google spreadsheet, just go to extensions and you can see Pabbly Connect webhooks. This add-on is added over here. Just hover on it and click on Initial Setup. Now when we click on Initial Setup, this box will appear in front of us. And it is basically asking us three different things. First one is selected sheet, second one is webhook URL, and third one is trigger column. Now here in selected sheet, by default, it has selected the only sheet which we have in this Google spreadsheet, that is named as form response 1. So we have selected that. Then here in the field of webhook URL, as you can guess, we have to enter the exact same webhook URL which Pabbly Connect gave us. Just copy it from here and then paste it over here. After pasting the webhook URL, it is asking us for the trigger column. Now you must be thinking, what is this trigger column? So the trigger column is basically the last data entry column of our Google Sheet in which any of our data will exist. So in the background, you can see column G is going to be my trigger column because it is the last column in which we will be storing any response related to the Google form submission. After column G, in any of the column, none of our data does not exist. So column G is our last column, so I'm going to enter column G as the trigger column. And after that, just click on Submit. Now when we click on Submit, it is showing us that the setup is configured successfully. This means we have successfully added this webhook URL in our Google spreadsheet. After setting this up, just once again go to Extensions, Pabbly Connect Webhooks, and you can see this option of Send on Event. We have to select this option of Send on Event. And by selecting Send on Event, we are telling this Google Sheets, we are telling this add-on that whenever a new row of data is added, whenever we receive a new form submission, a new form response in Google Forms, automatically immediately send that form response to Pabbly Connect. Now here in our Pabbly Connect workflow, you can see it is showing us waiting for webhook response. This means Pabbly Connect is waiting to get some response of a new form submission from Google Forms. So what we are going to do, we are going to make a form submission over here. I'll just copy the link of this form from here, and in a new tab, we will just open this form. And now we are going to make a form submission. Let's say the name of the person is test user, just entering the details of a test dummy lead. This is the email address of this lead. Then after that, this is the mobile number which we are going to enter. Then the company name is, for example, Pabbly, and designation is developer. So just now we have entered the details of a test lead, a dummy lead over here. And after entering these details in our Google form, just click on Submit. Now as we click on Submit, here you can see just now we have received a new form submission in Google Forms. And as I told you, the Google Form responses are stored in the Google Sheet. So here in this Google spreadsheet, you can see a new row of data is added, and these are the details of the exact same form submission which we have just now made. Now because we have connected this Google spreadsheet with Pabbly Connect, we will see as this new form response is added in our Pabbly Connect workflow in the Triggers tab, we have received the same response. And in this response, you can see the details of the exact same form submission. We have the same timestamp that at what date and time this form submission was made. We'll scroll down, then here you can see the same mobile number of the user which we have entered while making the form submission. You can see the same first name, same last name, same email, same designation and company as well. And also we have the row index that in a Google Sheet in which row this data is added. So the data of form submission is added in row 2 over here. So here you can see row index as 2. This means the step 1 of setting up this automation is completed, where we have successfully connected our Google Forms with Pabbly Connect in the Triggers tab and received the form responses from our Google Form in our Pabbly Connect workflow. Now after this, let's move to step 2. And in step 2, we want to add this same person, we want to send these same details of a lead to SalesBlink so that we can add this user as a lead over there. For that, we will just scroll down and come to this Actions tab. And here in Choose App, we are going to search for SalesBlink. Just select it. After selecting SalesBlink, in Action Event from this dropdown, select the action event as Add Leads to List. Then just click on Connect and select Add New Connection. Now here we have to connect our SalesBlink account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, we have to enter the API key of our SalesBlink account. Now you must be thinking how you can get the API key of your SalesBlink account. So for that, in the help text, you can see there's a hyperlink. You can just click on it and it will take you to a page on SalesBlink help section. And here you can see a step-by-step guide that how you can connect your SalesBlink account with Pabbly Connect. Or to get the API key, just go to your SalesBlink account and from the right top corner under profile, just go to this account section. After coming to account section, from the left sidebar, click on API keys and here you can see the API keys which you have generated. To create a new API key, just click on this generate new API key button and give this API key a name. Let's say I'll name it as Pabbly Connect and click on this create new API key button. And after that, here you can see this new API key is generated in our SalesBlink account. Just copy the API key from here, go to Pabbly Connect and paste it over here. And after pasting the API key, just click on save. And as we click on save, we will see our SalesBlink account will get connected with Pabbly Connect. After making this connection, the first thing it asks us is the list ID. That in your SalesBlink account, in which particular list we want to add this lead. Now here in my SalesBlink account, I'll just go to this outreach section and go to lists. And here you can see right now, I have two different lists for leads in SalesBlink. First one is named as new leads and second one is named as sample list over here. Now let's say I want to add the leads in this list named as new leads. Now to do this, what we have to do, we have to enter the list ID of this particular list. And to get the list ID, just click on these three dots in front of it and go to details. And here under details, you can see this is the list ID of this leads list. We will just copy the list ID from here, go to Pabbly Connect and paste it over here. In this way, you just have to enter the list ID that in which particular list in our SalesBlink account we want to add the leads. After list ID, it is asking us for the email. That what is the email address of the new lead which we want to add in SalesBlink. So we have received the details of the lead from Google Forms. So from Google Forms, we have received the form response where we have the first name, last name, email, mobile number, designation and company. Now one by one, from this trigger step responses of Google Form, we have to add these details. We have to map these details into this SalesBlink action step into their respective field. And we are going to use the process of mapping, and the process of mapping is very simple. Let's say here in the field of email, we have to enter the email address which we have received from Google Form submission. So to map it, just click on this field and here in this drop down, you can see a list of all the responses which we have received from Google Forms. Out of all of this, just select the response of email and it will be mapped. So whatever email address the user is going to enter in our Google Form while making the form submission, we are going to add or send the same email address. We are going to create the lead with same email address in SalesBlink. Now similarly, we are going to follow the same process of mapping for other fields as well. Like let's click on first name from the drop down from Google Form responses, select and map the response of first name. Then after that, let's map the last name as well. So it is last name. Then after that, let's map the phone number and then the job title as well. So I'll just map the designation. Then it is asking us for the website and the field of website is not mandatory. It's not required. And we haven't received the response of website from Google Forms as well. So if you want, you can just ignore this field and keep it blank. Then here in company name, let's use the process of mapping once again and map the response of company name as well. Now after mapping all the details into the respective field and entering the list ID, we are just going to click on this save and send test request button. And when we click on save and send test request, here you can see we have received some response. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that the details of a lead which we have mapped over here, basically the lead which we have received from Google Form submission, Google Form responses, the same user is now added as a lead in our SalesBlink account. So let's check it. We will go to a SalesBlink account and we are going to open this list over here. And yes, here you can see test user, the same person, the same lead is now added in our SalesBlink account. Here you can see the same name test user, here you can see the same email address, same mobile number, same company over here. This means the details of the same lead, the same details which we have entered in our Google Form submission, with the same details, this person is now added as a lead in our SalesBlink account. And the automation workflow which we have created using Pabbly Connect between Google Forms and SalesBlink, this automation is working perfectly fine. Now after setting up this automation, we are going to test this automation once in real time. For that, I'll just go back to my Google form, and this time I'm going to enter the details of another lead over here. Let's say the name of this lead is dummy user. This is the email address. Then this is a dummy mobile number which we are going to enter. Then the company is, for example, Google, and the designation is, for example, marketer. Let's click on submit. So just now what we have done, we have entered the details of another test lead, another dummy lead in Google Forms and made the form submission. So we have received a new form submission in Google Forms, as you can see in this Google Sheet. And as we receive this form submission, we will see instantly within few seconds, the same person will be added as a lead in SalesBlink. So we'll just go to a SalesBlink account and we will just refresh this list once. And yes, here you can see dummy user, the same person whose details we have entered while making the form submission, is now added as a new lead in SalesBlink. Here you can see the first name, the last name, the email address, the phone number, and also the company name. This means the automation workflow which we have created using Pabbly Connect, this automation is working perfectly fine. So not just these applications, you can connect plenty of other applications with Pabbly Connect. And one more important thing, you will find the clone link of this exact same automation workflow in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can clone the same workflow into your own Pabbly Connect account and use this automation workflow for free. Also, let me tell you, Pabbly Connect offers you a free plan. And in this plan, you will get some free tasks every month into your own Pabbly Connect account. So if you want to try and test this automation, you can do it for absolutely free.
So if this video was helpful to you, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with others, or if you have any kind of doubts or queries, you can always write us in the comment box below or email us at support@pabbly.com. Also, you can post your queries on our forum as well. And if you want to check the pricing of Pabbly Connect, you can visit this link. So this is it for today's video. Thank you. Have a great day.